In the world of collectibles, few phenomena capture the madness of modern consumer culture like Labubu. At first glance, the tiny, mischievous creature with its signature grin looks like just another vinyl toy, a charming curiosity for fans of pop art or designer figures. But underneath its whimsical exterior lies a calculated business model that turns scarcity into an art form and desire into currency. The genius of Labubu's success isn't just in its design, it's in how the brand manufactures longing through limitation, carefully balancing supply and demand to create an economy built entirely on anticipation. Labubu's creators at How To Work and Kazing Lung have mastered a system where the fewer toys they release, the more valuable each one becomes. The rarity isn't a byproduct of limited capacity, it's the point. Every Labubu drop is an event. Fans set alarms, line up for hours, crash websites, and even fight in convention halls just for a chance to hold one. This chaos isn't accidental, it's engineered. Each figure is released in deliberately tiny production runs, sometimes only a few hundred pieces worldwide. The scarcity transforms what would normally be a $15 toy into a potential investment worth hundreds, even thousands, on the resale market. It's a loop of artificial demand. The less there is, the more people want it. The more people want it, the more valuable it becomes. Collectors understand this implicitly. They're not just buying a toy. They're buying into a moment, a myth, and a status symbol. The real genius here is how Labubu's creators have made emotional connection and exclusivity the product itself. At its core, Labubu operates on a psychological principle as old as marketing itself: people crave what they can't have. By manufacturing scarcity, the brand transforms the act of buying into a game of luck, where victory feels euphoric and loss feels personal. When fans miss out on a release, the disappointment fuels desire even more, ensuring that demand never dies, it compounds. Social media amplifies this effect dramatically. Posts of lucky collectors showing off their latest score create a feedback loop of envy and aspiration, pushing thousands more into the next drop with renewed obsession. The frenzy becomes free advertising. No billboard or commercial could ever replicate the emotional intensity of a fan tweeting, "I finally got one." That organic virality is what keeps Labubu's brand alive, not in retail stores, but in the digital pulse of community hype. Financially, this strategy is revolutionary in its simplicity. Labubu's makers don't have to flood shelves or chase mass production deals. They profit from scarcity itself. By producing limited runs, they cut manufacturing costs, minimize unsold inventory, and generate guaranteed sellouts. The secondary market, the collectors who flip figures for 5 or 10 times their original price, only strengthens the myth of value, even if the company doesn't profit directly from resales. What they gain is far more powerful: prestige. Each record-breaking resale, each viral post of an impossible-to-find Labubu, becomes proof of the brand's cultural currency. It's marketing without the expense of marketing, wealth without waste. The economy surrounding Labubu is also a mirror of the modern digital age, where clout and scarcity often outweigh actual utility. In this world, owning a rare Labubu isn't just about art or nostalgia, it's about identity. It signals taste, timing, and access. People collect these figures the way others collect NFTs or luxury watches, as symbols of belonging to an elite subculture that understands the game. The scarcity becomes social capital. It's a form of monetized exclusivity, one that thrives precisely because it excludes. By never giving the market enough, Labubu ensures it will always be chased, never caught, but the brilliance of this artificial scarcity model lies in its sustainability. Unlike traditional consumer goods, where overproduction leads to devaluation, Labubu's universe expands slowly, deliberately, ensuring that the brand remains culturally fresh and economically stable. Each collaboration, whether with artists, conventions, or pop-up stores, adds new chapters to the mythology without oversaturating it. This slow-drip approach keeps collectors hungry and markets volatile. Every release feels like history in the making, and that feeling, the illusion of rarity meeting cultural moment, is priceless. In a world overflowing with mass production and digital clutter, Labubu stands as a paradox, a tiny figure that commands massive emotional and financial gravity. It thrives not because it's available, but because it isn't. Its business model proves that scarcity, when executed with precision and storytelling, isn't a limitation, it's leverage. The toy itself may be small, but the system behind it is monumental, an ecosystem built on hype, habit, and human psychology. Labubu's creators didn't just sell collectibles, they sold the feeling of chasing something precious in a world that gives you everything too easily. And that is what turns a vinyl figure into a phenomenon, not just a product of art, but of calculated genius. In the strange, collectible universe of Labubu, every new release feels like a small cultural event. The designer toy brand has turned its mischievous elf-like figure into a phenomenon of emotional connection and economic precision. But beneath the playful surface lies a quiet strategic debate that defines the rhythm of its success. Should the brand keep producing endless new series to fuel excitement, or focus on re-releasing old ones that already hold nostalgic and financial value? This is the hidden cost-benefit equation shaping Labubu's empire, a tug-of-war between novelty and legacy, scarcity and familiarity, creativity and repetition. Each decision determines not just how collectors spend, but how the brand itself grows or stagnates in a marketplace built on desire. Producing new series comes with the undeniable benefit of momentum. Each fresh drop feels like a discovery, a chance for collectors to chase something no one else has. It keeps the brand alive in the algorithmic age, where constant novelty is the price of attention. Every new Labubu variation, whether dressed as a fairy, ghost, or astronaut, feeds a global community that thrives on surprise. New series drive social media engagement, fan theories, and unboxing videos that multiply exposure without the need for traditional advertising. The production costs, though significant, are offset by the viral potential each collection carries. Limited editions sell out in minutes, creating instant sell-through revenue and an aura of scarcity that reinforces the brand's premium appeal. The constant churn of new designs becomes not just a creative output, but a business model powered by collector psychology, the fear of missing out wrapped in a box of resin and paint. But this relentless pace has a price. With every new release, Labubu risks diluting its own mythology. When collectors are overwhelmed with endless options, rarity loses its meaning. The resale market, once a crucial signal of brand health, can become volatile when too many designs flood the ecosystem. Overproduction not only strains manufacturing and logistics, but also erodes the cultural value that made the toys desirable in the first place. The hidden cost of innovation is fatigue. Collectors may grow numb, unable to form emotional attachments when each week brings another character, another colorway, another limited run. And once novelty becomes predictable, excitement turns into routine. For a brand built on magic, predictability is the slowest form of death, re-releasing old series. On the other hand, taps into something deeper, nostalgia. It's a way of monetizing memory. Every reissue is a bridge between early adopters who remember the thrill of the first drop and new fans who missed out the first time. The cost of re-releasing is comparatively low. The molds, designs, and brand stories already exist. It's efficient, emotionally resonant, and financially strategic. When Labubu reintroduces a classic design, it triggers a wave of renewed attention with minimal creative risk. The brand effectively sells the same dream twice, first to those who created its legend, then to those who grew up longing for it. It's a move that stabilizes revenue while strengthening brand heritage. The scarcity paradox remains intact because each re-release can be framed as a limited homage rather than a mass reproduction, preserving the aura of exclusivity. Yet re-releases come with their own risks. They can anger early collectors who pride themselves on owning the originals. The tension between legacy and accessibility can fracture the fan base, turning pride of ownership into resentment. If overused, re-releases can also make the brand appear creatively stagnant, relying too heavily on past success instead of innovation. The short-term financial gains may come at the cost of long-term relevance. In an industry where visual freshness defines desirability, repetition can be seen as creative exhaustion. The genius of Labubu's strategy, therefore, lies not in choosing one path over the other, but in orchestrating both, balancing nostalgia with novelty, reliving the past while inventing the future. Labubu operates in a marketplace that behaves like a living organism, driven by human emotion, speculation, and collective storytelling. Each drop is more than a product. It's a microeconomy of anticipation and identity. By alternating between new and re-released series, Labubu controls the rhythm of this emotional economy. New designs attract attention, while reissues anchor value. One fuels conversation, the other maintains legacy. It's a delicate cycle that mirrors how luxury brands manage seasonal collections, constant reinvention, but within a familiar framework. The real mastery comes from understanding when to stop creating and when to revive, when to spark new excitement and when to remind the world why it cared in the first place. In the end, the cost-benefit analysis of producing endless new series versus re-releasing old ones is not just a financial calculation. It's a psychological one. It measures how much novelty the audience can absorb before nostalgia becomes more powerful than surprise. Labubu's enduring success suggests that its creators understand this rhythm intuitively, that in a culture addicted to the next big thing, sometimes the smartest move is to bring back something old and make it feel new again.